It's so frustrating to search through tons of data just to find one cell.
Ugh, frustrating.
Takes time and energy that you just don't feel like you have. Well, luckily, if you know what you're looking for, whether it's a word, number, or symbol, you can create your own dynamic search bar within Excel, and no coding required. Let's check it out. So here I have a list of contacts, and the first thing we want to do is turn this into a table. So click anywhere within the data and press Control T. The table has headers, okay. Now it's a table. Simply put, it's going to make it a lot easier to write our formula for our search bar. If you need to make any changes to the contact list, you could do it on this Contacts tab here, whether adding new entries or updating existing ones. To actually create our search bar, we'll go ahead to the Search tab. What I want to do is bring in our existing table. So to do that, just click any cell and we'll select our table. Hit enter, here we go. Now we have these zeros here for blank values. We could get rid of those with some conditional formatting. So whenever a cell equals 0, we can actually hide the 0. But in this case, let's just go to File, go to Options, Advanced, and if we scroll down, we can just uncheck this here, show a 0 in cells that have no value, click OK, and they're gone. Now let's start with our search bar. So while I did pull in the table, we're actually going to adjust that formula there to make it more functional to work with our search bar. Let's just choose a cell to act as our filter for our search bar. So I'll go with I7, let's just put in the letter J, and now we have something to work with, so as we change our formula, we should see the change in our contact list. So we'll go back here. And what I want to do, in front of table 1, I'll go ahead and type filter. After table 1, we're going to go ahead and put in isNumber and search. And what this is going to do is it's going to search our I7 cell, and if it finds any matching values within the data range, it'll return the results. So what are we going to search? We'll search our I7. Go ahead and lock that in. Now there are a few ways to do this. You could write several filter statements, but to pull this as one, what we're actually going to do is add the concatenate formula. And concatenate will actually take the entire row, combine it as one, which I think makes the formula a little bit more concise and less complex. So go ahead and type concatenate. And what we're going to do is use the index function, and we're indexing table 1. For row number, we'll put 0, and that'll let us search the first row. For column number, I'm going to put 1. Now, if you notice, we actually have 12 columns in our contact list. So this section of the formula we're actually going to repeat and just change that column number. So I'll close the parentheses, hit a comma. What I'm going to do is copy that and paste it 11 more times. I'll go ahead and get rid of that last comma there. Add a few more closing parentheses, close out the concatenate function, then enter a comma. We want to put something if no match is found, at least something will be returned. So let's just go ahead and use no results. Close your last parentheses and hit enter. So we see it did find some J's in there. However, we only searched the first column. So let's go back and adjust the formula. So this second one here, we'll change that to 2. And so on. All right, so we did get some more results. So you see Frank here does not have a J in it, but we do have a J listed in the email. Now, if we wanted to search something else, let's say Bear. We do have an address with Bear. You could really type whatever you want. We could enter A. If I clear that out and hit enter, I just have my whole table. Let's type something that we know is not there. Hit enter, and we get no results. So it looks good, but we need to design our search bar. And the way we're going to do it, we'll make the search more dynamic. So as you type, it's going to filter out the results and not after you hit enter. So let's go ahead and first insert a shape. Let's go ahead and make the background white. And shape outline, let's make it a little bit bigger. And what I'll do with this selected, I'll go ahead and hit Control D to make a copy. Let's drag this over and place it right over top. This one, we're going to change the fill. And finally, let's go ahead and insert an icon. Let's type in search. Let's go with this one. Insert. Make that smaller. I'll actually make that white as well. Perfect. All right. So right now this is just a shape. We can't actually type anything in it. So what we want to do is go to the developer tab. If you don't have the developer tab, you can certainly add it by customizing the ribbon under your options. We have developer, we'll go to insert, and I actually want to go to the ActiveX controls and use this text box. So I'll go ahead and put something in there. And with that selected, I'll hit properties. Now the important thing here is we want to link this to our cell we used for the filter function. So if you remember that cell I7, so we're just going to enter I7. Let's go ahead and close this out. Let me drag it over a little bit. All right, so with that set, we'll go ahead, we'll click design mode to turn that off, and now we can test it out. Let's do the same thing. As you see, as we type, our list gets filtered. We can even use numbers, results, 26, there we go. We can even try the @ symbol for our emails. So we see all the contacts that have an email address. This will work just as seamlessly if you end up adding contacts to your contact list. So if I go back and let's say we add John Smith, and we'll just leave it at that. Go back to our search bar. There's John Smith. Now, just so you're aware, you wouldn't actually add anything into this field. If you wanted to update contacts or add new contacts, it's not within here on this tab because the formula being used is pulling directly from the table that we created. So any updates would be from your original source file. And finally, we could actually clean this up a little bit. You see here that the text is a little small and not so much centered. So if we go ahead and click design mode again under the developer tab, hit properties, select our box, and text align, we could change that to center. And we could drag this down, center it a little bit more. And we could change the font size right here, click on font. We could change the font type, but for this, let's just change to 16, close it out, turn off design mode, and you're all set. Now the 5 minutes or so it took to set this up is going to save you tons of time on the back end. So go ahead and give it a shot, and if you have any problems, just let me know in the comments, and we can see if we can figure it out. As always, for any other helpful tips and tricks in Excel, be sure to subscribe. Keep an eye out for the next video. Thanks for watching.